3.
Hi.
Hi guys, we're back with round 4 right around the corner. I believe this match is going to be played between two individuals who are relatively new to the Singapore community. None of them have actually made their real big breakout yet. Usually we've seen them hovering around, perhaps bubbling
top
out or perhaps not even nearing top cut in our Premier Challenges. First time both of them actually have scored so high. I believe we're going to be seeing Ian Lim and Rayland Low.
Consistently well in the past few days.
Or perhaps I've been overseas for too long then. But regardless, I don't think any of these two players have actually performed outstandingly in any events worth much CP.
Yeah, right.
I haven't really seen them score in Open or in overseas regionals or pretty much anything, or even international challenge, since both of them didn't even fly to Melbourne for that. Not quite sure what teams they're running yet, we have yet to see, but the fact that both of them are trio today amidst a relatively challenging field of a surprisingly international cast of players, we can be sure that it's going to be worth your time watching this. Both players still setting up, so let's try and think of more stuff to fill time. What do you think about VGC17 as a format for new players to jump in? Personally, I was quite impressed because I thought it's a really easy format to just get into and pick up if you've never played competitive before, simply because of how varied the metagame can be.
I feel that VGC17 compared to the previous meta is rather similar. Just that most of the cores revolve around the same idea, and like for the 16 meta, you choose 2 restricted mons and then you build around them, right?
Yep.
For 17, you basically have a similar idea. Most people usually build around the tapos, right? So yeah, I guess it's kind of similar, and there's not really much variety as of late, right? We actually see the meta kind of become stagnant, like at this point of time. So do you think you'll see any variances?
Then I guess we'd have to agree to disagree, because I think the meta right now is that it's the most chaotic, it's all over the place, everything is matchup based. Yeah, we see the same tapos, we see the same Arcanine, but the way the teams function can vary very drastically. And it's so varied to the point where at many times I feel like I can't cover all my bases when I'm building a team.
I mean, I agree that you can make variances with like the moveset and stuff, but anyways, we'll just get right on to the game.
Yeah, let's see how much variety we have here sitting for us, and quite a lot of it, I'd say. Clefable of all things here on Rayland's team with Snorlax, Mimikyu, Gigalith, Marowak, and Gastrodon.
Ian said a few: Tapu Lele, Pheromosa, Raichu, Tapu Koko, Nihilego.
Now this is
Nihilego and Jubilee.
Yes, it's Nihilego.
Okay, Nihilego. Okay, right.
Very interesting matchup here, I must say. On Rayland's side, we see a very clear-cut hard Trick Room team. 1 Trick Room setter in Mimikyu, Redirection in Clefable, and a whole host of Trick Room sweepers. While on Ian's side, we see the Fast and the Furious, Tapu Lele, Pheromosa, Alolan Raichu, Koko, Nihilego, and Drifblim. All mons that capitalize on their extreme speed.
I do believe like that Ian's team is similar to your team that you ran.
Yeah,
previous
I'm a big fan of Surge of Friends, but I've never really been fond of taking it to such an extreme, really.
Right, we'll see which variant proves to be the better
You have to imagine that with Ian running a team like that, he has a very clear-cut game plan on how to stop Trick Room.
Right.
But as a player of Surge Offense teams in general, I'd be a bit worried because usually you don't take into account the possibility of redirection, which Clefables offers here. I don't think Ian has any way to deny Trick Room right now, save for Taunt, but you have to imagine Mimikyu's Mental Herb if it's the only Trick Room on Rayland's team.
I kind of find Rayland's pick of Clefable over Clefairy rather intriguing, right? Because Clefairy with Eviolite does offer more bulk.
Probably wants to take advantage of Clefable's offensive potential. Fairy type is always a good move to have at your disposal. Okay, so yeah, we see Marowak switching in over Clefable, offering a completely different kind of redirection. Probably matters just as much as Taunt is fired off from Tapu Koko. This could be big if Rayland has no Mental Herb on Mimikyu.
Probably has a Mental
Herb. But if he... he doesn't.
So I'm expecting a Z Crystal of some sort.
Yeah, it's probably going to be Ghostium Z in which case. And actually this game has just got a lot harder for Rayland. I'm not even sure whether he can come back from it at this point. It's very clear what he has to do, which is to leave Clefable in, but...
Rayland can actually punish Ian's switches right here.
Yeah.
Because from Ian's side of view, I don't think he can do anything to Marowak, right? because of the lightning rod ability.
He actually can. Raichu's Shattered Psyche in combination with Tapu Koko's Dazzling Gleam is
If he does carry
it's a guaranteed KO on
Sea
Marowak.
Crystal.
Yeah, and you have to imagine he would if he's
Shattered
running such a
Psyche
team.
without the Psychic Terrain. Or
Without Psychic Terrain.
without Psychic Terrain.
Yep.
Alright.
Mimikyu with switching out here, recognizing that it's dead weight. Really have to wonder what item it's running then, because if it was running a Z Crystal, it could probably get off a really powerful attack that turn.
So he goes for the Psychic. No
Probably
surprise here.
hinting that we're not going to see Shattered Psyche or Z Crystal from Ian's Raichu,
Right,
which is
so
unusual.
Marek does go for the smart choice of Boomerang over Flare Blades, picking up the knockout on the KO.
Not sure if that's really the smart choice actually, because Flare Blades would have knocked out Tapu Koko as well, without the risk of a miss.
No, the recoil might potentially kill Marek.
Yeah, and the sash might matter, but at the same time, I wouldn't not what I would consider the most calculated move or advantage over there. Still, right now Ian's in a great position because he has the Night Trick Room, the only thing that would run over him, and makes me kind of question Rayland's team, because you kind of would anticipate that Fake Out plus Taunt would be something you would account for when building a Trick Room team, or perhaps Rayland just got overconfident there that Tapu Koko wouldn't have Taunt, and which is why he switched off Clefable, because a double protect and Clefable's Follow Me would have accounted for that very easily. Follow Me here, that's gonna stop, I guess, a Psychic from Raichu, which could be a threat, and whatever Pheromosa does, even though that's probably not gonna hurt Marowak too much. Psychic not gonna take out Clefable at
that's
that range.
a lot of damage, or with the critical hits.
Yeah, and I think we're gonna see Figgy Berry, or is that a Citrus?
Wiki.
Ayapa, equivalent, yeah.
So
Poison Jab here, I think that's gonna be enough to take up Clefable. Color me surprised, apparently not. Shadow Bone coming off, that's gonna take out Raichu for sure.
So really good traits by Rayland here, I guess.
Yeah, he's doing his best to claw back his way to victory. But right now, Pheromosa is primed to get a Beast Boost, so I'm no longer sure whether...
I wouldn't say clawback would be the right word, but he's applying as much offensive pressure as possible, so he's taking advantage of the situation.
He's trying his best to still feels a bit laughable, honestly. Pheromosa and Nihilego here both threaten direct KOs and threaten a double Beast Boost, more importantly.
But Ian's team, that isn't necessarily the bulkiest, right? Judging from his choice of mons.
Yeah, of course, it's the Frailest. Gigalith coming back out. And, okay, that goes a long way to deny the Beast Boost. But, that's actually interesting, because if what Rayland has done here is deny Nihilego its Beast Boost. Pheromosa was going to go for Poison Jab onto Clefable, and Nihilego was going to go for Power Jam onto Marowak to secure a KO, you have to imagine. But now with Gigalith in, Nihilego is not going to be able to get its Beast Boost, and I think Mimikyu's disguise is still intact, I believe.
Yeah,
and if it is, Mimikyu can come in, tank it from Pheromosa, and Nihilego is not going to be able to take it out, which means Trick Room going up right now is a very real possibility. And actually, that could spell disaster for Ian, since he has Gigalith relatively healthy. I think Marowak's still alive. And
still alive, right.
yeah, if Trick Room goes up now, Ian actually might be in serious trouble.
He can just double onto the Mimikyu.
Yeah, no, but he won't be able to take Mimikyu out unless he reveals something really strange from Nihilego, which I don't think we're going to see, because he's revealed Life Orb, I think. Is that where the HP came from? Regardless, I don't think we're going to see Mimikyu down. Or rather, this will define the game. Whether Mimikyu is able to survive, get a Trick Room off, or whether it goes down. If it gets the Trick Room off, I think Ian is down. It's exactly what happens when you run a Trick Room, a team that's so hyper offensive, I guess, that has only 1 or 2 outs against Trick Room. If that out perhaps falls apart, you might end up in situations like this that you don't want to be in. Yeah, that's confirmed the Life Orb that I missed earlier, but Gigalith doesn't choose to protect, perhaps revealing that it's holding the Assault Vest. Heavy Slam on the Nihilego, that's gone, and yeah, Pheromosa's just sitting there. Trick Room has to go up now. So that's it, Ian's done for.
Rayland, I guess, the offensive pressure that Marowak offers is really, I guess you can say, too overwhelming for Ian's team.
Marowak tends to overwhelm Surge offense completely. That is definitely true.
Right.
Yeah, and I guess Ian just didn't have enough outs to that. His one option against Marowak, or maybe 2 options, were... Well, actually, he has a few options. He just didn't bring in any of them.
Not the brightest idea to bring both Raichu and Koko to the battle, right?
I guess he got overconfident in his lead with his lead option of Fake Out and Taunt. which is actually really dangerous because, as mentioned, Rayland could simply play around that with follow me.
To be honest,
with a double follow me, with a
keeping
double protect and follow
keeping
me.
the Raichu and the Coco on the field with the Marowak is kind of, with the Marowak on his Rayland side of the field is kind of obnoxious, right? Don't you think?
It feels a bit questionable too, given that I mean Rayland by which I assume you're referring to Ian keeping Raichu and Tapu Koko on his side with the Marowak comes in. It makes sense because his team is absolutely no switching potential, but at the same time, without Psychium Z on Raichu, which I am a firm believer of, yeah, it just falls apart so pathetically. You have a powerful duo that just falls apart so pathetically because you fail to account for one very, very significant threat to it. I think that's quite sad. It's a bit disappointing to watch Surge Offense fall apart like that, honestly. Okay, so what happens now is that we've seen that Rayland doesn't have mental herb on Mimikyu. He can't just let. I really think he's gonna play a bit more conservatively this time since he knows that Tapu Koko packs Taunt. So I don't think he did anything wrong really, and I think if Rayland just keeps up with a Clefable Mimikyu League, played with properly accounting for the fact that Ian's Koko has Taunt, he should be fine.
I guess it's just safe to say that if Rayland just manages to get Trick Room out, he's as good as won the game, right?
Yep, because Ian has no way to capitalize on Trick Room, absolutely no means to reverse it, or yeah, if he doesn't deny it, he's down.
Right.
And Gigalith plus Marowak side by side will take out everything on Ian's team.
I guess this is a pretty straightforward matchup.
I'm actually quite entertained by the fact that Gigalith probably is able to one-hit kill everything on Ian's team since we saw it hit Heavy Slam.
Alright, but aside from that, I guess it's a rather straightforward matchup, right?
Yeah.
If Rayland decides to lead correctly, he can just potentially take over the game with just like, I guess, 2 months on the field. You saw how much like Marowak did, right?
Yeah, but that was already the most convoluted means of ensuring that really. Gotta commend Rayland on not giving up right from the start because I would feel pretty damn crushed if I were to walk into a Taunt without a mental herb. And we see Nai, Lego and Coco this time. This could be interesting. Mimikyu and Gastrodon though. That's... I'm not sure what to feel about this.
Not really. The most optimal, right?
Gastrodon doesn't apply any pressure directly onto Coco, or at least not enough to prevent it from firing off a Taunt. Since Ian losing Coco in exchange for Trick Room being denied isn't really that big a trade. I mean, that bad a trade.
Yes, I do feel that Marowak and Gigalith would be the best if Rayland wants to seal out the game quickly. Because there's actually no direct switching to Rock Slide Spam.
Yeah, but what's more important is that I mean, Rayland could simply allow Trick Room to get out right from the start had he brought Clefable. And perhaps his Mimikyu doesn't have Protect. That would explain that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but exposing Mimikyu to the Taunt feels a bit unnecessary to me since Rayland really doesn't want a Taunt of any sort disrupting his team's overall momentum. He can't afford to switching Clefable to take the Taunt because that would deny Follow Me as well. And what he really needs now is Follow Me. Okay, we see Gigalith coming in over Mimikyu. Quite obvious now he's trying to bait the Taunt. Then we see Nihilego going for Protect. Okay, so Coco versus Gastrodon. That's not exactly a very, very fun place for Coco to be in since there is the potential for...
Slash Bomb, yeah.
That wasn't what I was thinking. I was thinking more of a ground type Z move, but... Oh, that's actually enough to bring Coco down to its sash.
I do think... Oh, it's Life Orb Gastrodon.
Life Orb Gastrodon. You really don't see that every day. And with Gigalith in, Coco's sash is broken as well, so that's torn off the field. And... possibly another game won for Rayland since right now, yeah, Taunt is off and that's the main threat to his team right now.
Rather niche item choices for Rayland's side of the field, right? Don't you think?
Yep.
Non-mental herb Mimikyu is kind of rare to see.
But you kind of have to imagine that's exactly what skyrocketed him through a 3-0 streak so far in this tournament.
Pretty sure the unorthodox item choices did play a part.
Yep. Okay, this turn is again interesting because what denied, what allowed Rayland to get Trick Room last turn was the fact that Nihilego didn't get the Beast Boost he needed. So this time, if Ian plays intelligently and is able to get his Nihilego boosted, I'm pretty sure that a Life Up Nihilego at +1 would be able to take out Rayland's Mimikyu, denying Trick Room potentially if Pheromosa stays alive, since Pheromosa would be able to break the disguise first. But we're going to see all-out pummeling come off onto Gastrodon. Will this take out Gastrodon? If it does, he might be in trouble. But if it doesn't and, you know, sets up a boost for 9 Lego, he's good. But as we see, it does take it out. So I don't think 9 Lego is going to get the boost it needs to break through Mimikyu anymore. Yep, Power Gem coming off. I don't think that's going to do enough. Surprising amount to Gigalith given how bulky we tend to be aware Gigalith is. And yep, Heavy Slam taking it out. So, okay, perhaps the Beast Boost wasn't a possibility at all.
So the thing about Hyper Offense is that Ian's team is like really too frail to almost every attack from Rayland's side of the field, right?
Yep, and he just doesn't have enough adequate insurance against Trick Room. It feels almost ridiculous actually, watching a team like this get steamrolled so hard by such a straight Trick Room team.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, so Mimikyu's back in. This Pheromosa has got a Beast Boost, so it's sitting at +1. I really don't think Pheromosa would be enough to take out Mimikyu, since the reality here is that Raichu's going to move first, and has to be the one breaking the disguise. So, I mean, Pheromosa moving first and a Stoke Spark Surfer wouldn't be an option. Yeah, so... Actually, I'm not even sure what boost Pheromosa got.
Because the Pheromosa just used the Z move, right?
Oh yeah, that's not even an option then. Good luck with that. This is taking awfully long. I'm pretty sure Ian should have realized by now that he's down for the count. Is he going to time out? He might actually time out. Oh no, he isn't. Let's see what happens here. Gigalith out. Is Mirage going to come in? That could be hilarious. Mirage's coming in, yup, and I think that's pretty much game.
And it's game.
Lightning Rod absorbing Thunderbolt, yup. So, what did Ian go for with Pheromosa?
High jump kick.
High jump kick.
Yeah, right.
And that's game. No way he's recovering with Trick Room going up. This is just tragic in my opinion.
Right.
It feels like a more optimistic interpretation of it would be Rayland capitalizing on the meta very well with redirection and Trick Room. But on the other hand, Ian's team is just so inadequately. It's so inadequate. Trick Room countermeasures are just so inadequate. It's tragic given that, you know, it's capitalizing on Raichu, Coco, Pheromosa, mons which absolutely hate Trick Room.
Another thing we see is that his team doesn't have much defensive switch options. So, yeah, I don't see like any good ways he can, you know, prevent like a hit onto his.
Yeah, but you don't necessarily need it if you build your team well enough to stop Trick Room. Whereas Ian clearly hasn't. He's absolutely unprepared for Mimikyu. It's ridiculous. Should Rayland's team have had mental hurt Mimikyu, Ian would have no chance of winning whatsoever.
Well, yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, it's sad. Well, regardless, whether Rayland's team is just it's just some dumb luck or a really well executed meta call remains to be seen. We'll have him on interview on stream for an interview shortly.
Yep.
So stay tuned for that. I'm sure all of you want to figure out the answer to that question I just posed. Hey, Zhongying, we're done. Okay, hi again everyone. We're back with Rayland, who won last round's game in impeccably commandable fashion, I must say. Quite an interesting team there. Hard Trick Room isn't a concept that's new to players at this stage in the meta, but no one's really seen it been put off quite like how you did really. With like for example your Soul Trick Roomer being Mimikyu without Mental Herb and Clefable, interestingly. What thoughts? What was going through your head when you built this team? Because I'm seeing a very intelligent meta call there with Clefable.
Because nowadays a lot of people use belly jump Snorlax. Clefable has an ability called Unaware, so it can take in boosted attacks. So even if Katana in end games, okay, even if Katana try to use Smart Strike with a +1 attack, it will survive a Smart Strike, and then it will recover using a Figgy Berry. Yeah.
I see. So Clefable was mainly there as a countermeasure against Snorlax and
other speed boosts.
Katana.
Yeah.
I guess that's why because my fellow commentator was wondering why you ran Clefable over Clefairy.
Yeah.
Because Friend Guard seems a bit more useful for such situations, but I can definitely see why there. And were you aware that Follow Me plus Trick Room was something that players in general just didn't account for anymore these days?
Yeah.
Yeah, because that really broke apart Ian's team, which although frankly I think it wasn't constructed as well as it could have been, given that it was counting on such high offense Pokemon with only really 1 or 2 ways to fight Trick Room, to fight Mimikyu specifically. But yeah, the fact that you had Follow Me really kind of threw everything off in balance, since Fake Out plus Taunt wasn't as easy a play to make as it could have been. Just wondering, were you aware? Were you like counting on Slash Bomb taking out Coco in game 2?
Yes.
I see.
I have been doing some research. So like Gastrodon with Life Orb, Slash Bomb will definitely 1-hit KO Tapu Koko with 0 special defense and HP.
I see. Okay. Because I was expecting you to actually bring Clefable Mimikyu in again, just perhaps going for a double protect turn 1 to burn off the Fake Out and then go for Follow Me, which would keep things more straightforward since you didn't have to worry about Taunt at all. But I'm going to guess at this point that your Mimikyu didn't actually have Protect. Did your Mimikyu have Protect?
Nope.
Yeah, that will explain it then. Makes more sense. Well, okay, I hope to see you do well, because this is a really interesting team, and it's taking advantage of a very common oversight players tend to make these days. Can't really blame them for it, since redirection this round is just a bit lackluster in general. And yeah, always very nice to see an interesting team do well. I think you're a relatively new face around here as well. You haven't really broken out yet so far, right? I believe. You haven't really done well at a big tournament so far.
No, got one Premier Challenge I have managed to top card, but then
it's just a Premier Challenge. This is what you want. This is open, you know. It's something actually prestigious. So yeah, all the best. Hope to see you perhaps on stream later on in the tournament tomorrow, and yeah, good chatting with you.
Okay, thank you.